The kingdoms of Israel and Judah fell under the mighty hand of King Nebuchadnezzar. Hooks were placed in their leaves and they were carried away into captivity in Babylon. Along with the people, Nebuchadnezzar seized the sacred verses from the temple of God and placed them in the treasury of his own guys. Determined to absorb Israel into Babylonian culture, Nebuchadnezzar began by taking their temple and then their best young men. He selected the strongest, most intelligent, and most handsome among them to serve in his royal courts. These chosen youths were given access to the king's vast library and the finest suit of Babylon could offer. They were taught foreign languages, literature, philosophy, and exposed to new arts, music, and customs. It was the king's intention to indoctrinate them, to reshape their thinking until their loyalty belongs to Babylon alone. He even provided them with daily portion of rich food and fine wine from his own table. For 3 years, they would be trained, after which they would stand before the king for service. Among these young men were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah from the tribe of Judah. The Hebrew names which reflected their devotion to God were replaced by Babylonian words: Belshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Though their names were changed, their faith and true identity remained untouched. Daniel observed as other young men feasted on the king's food, meats and wine that had been offered to idols. He saw how indulgence had made many of the Babylonians part and unhealthy. Returning not to divide himself, Daniel resolved in his heart to remain faithful to God's law. When the chief servant expressed concern that Daniel might grow weak or lose favor with the king, Daniel proposed the test. Please, test your servant for 10 days. Let us eat only vegetables and water. Then compare our appearance with those who eat the king's food and decide accordingly. The servants agreed. For 10 days, Daniel and his friends ate only vegetables and water. At the end of the period, they appeared healthier, stronger, and more alert than all the others who ate from the king's table. Seeing this, the servant ordered that everyone under his care be given vegetable and water instead. This was the beginning of how Daniel and his friends began to influence and transform Babylonian culture. God blessed them with great wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They could interpret visions, dreams, and then earn the respect of many around them. When they finally stood before the king Nebuchadnezzar, he found them 10 times wiser and more discerning than all the magicians and scholars in his kingdom.